made it 20 minutes into a movie, you have earned the right to watch the rest of it whether you like it or not. But you have up to the first 20 minutes to turn it off and say this sucks. And we're here going to help you with that.
Guaranteed your money back for the first 20 minutes.
We all bring our little sauce.
We make no financial guarantees.
So tonight, our first movie is going to be...
Well, first, I'm Sean, and this is a podcast with my wife, Heather, and our best buddy, Zach.
Special guest tonight, Zach Schwartz.
Yes, special guest appearance one of Infinity with Zach Schwartz.
Mm-hmm.
We're super big movie experts just because we watch them. I mean, I dropped out of film school, so that makes me I know movies good.
Yeah, you're like Kevin Smith level.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the first take at this is Locked?
Yeah, well, let's start with that one. It's new, it's fresh, it's hot.
With Bill Skarsgård.
Which was definitely my pick.
And Anthony Hopkins. Can't forget the flavor of Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
What a sweet... well, we'll get into that maybe. Well, what a sweet paycheck that would have been for Anthony Hopkins.
Read the lines and make...
Could have read it at home in his nicest
his
chair
pajamas.
with his best brandy or cognac and his fluffy slippers until the end. So I've seen this movie by accident once and then on purpose once. And Heather, you've seen it how many times?
Twice. I watched it once when it first hit streaming, and then I made you guys watch it again today.
Yeah. And Zach, this is your first viewing.
Yeah, first viewing.
This is my
Locked virgin.
First of many viewings.
That's right. In terms of understanding the film, I visited the trailer a couple weeks ago and decided that I wasn't going to watch it. But then,
you came here.
I came here, and I'm glad I was thrust into the opportunity to dislike this film.
Ooh, this is the first one that's going to go on the 20-minute veto list.
No.
I don't know. Does that require? We're making this up as we go. So does that require like a majority vote for 20-minute veto list, or one of us is like, nah, this movie's ass, and don't bother unless you're.
I think it should be majority.
A huge fan of whatever.
Because, well, let's say for example, because we were talking the other day on text in our group chat about Armageddon, and I would put that in the 20-minute veto list, and you
Incorrect.
guys see so that shouldn't just be automatically added to the list. So
at the end of the day, I believe that our subscribers and listeners will be able to rate it finally, and we'll put it on the website, the tally of what actually in the film scores
what got vetoed.
Because best of 3, it's democratic here, but then the fans are going to want to have their 2 cents about whether something should be watched after 20 minutes. Because beggars can't be choosers, but there's a lot of bad movies out there.
And does veto power is that like if one person vetoes it, that hits on the shit list? No. Locked sucked.
You're already throwing in your vote for the 20-minute veto. You both made reference to it, so you guys are both...
No, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not as maybe as surprising to you because I do make fun of your Skarsgård fandom sometimes, but all the time.
All right.
As far as Skarsgård movies go, though, we can say that Locked is not the worst Skarsgård movie we've seen lately.
Lately. Stay tuned for more episodes.
But no, I'm not as quick to judge this one, especially on the second viewing. So, who wants to give a super quick synopsis of what?
H, you want to give us the rundown?
You want me to do the rundown?
Was Locked.
So essentially, Mr. Skarsgård is a down on his luck, kind of deadbeat dad sort of character named Eddie, who's having a real bad day. He needs his van. Without a van, he can't make deliveries. Without deliveries, he can't make money. He needs to pick up his daughter. All these things are, it all happens in the first few minutes. So if you do hang in for 20 minutes, you're going to, you know what you get. And he becomes so desperate for some money to win back this van that upon seeing a super, not suspicious at all, big fancy car sitting in a parking lot, completely unattended and unlocked.
In the middle of downtown
In the-
Eastside Vancouver.
Well, we don't know. Do we know where it is?
No.
I don't know that we know where it is. But he jumps in and rummages around, doesn't find anything of value, and realizes, oops, he has been locked in. And suddenly this super fancy in-car system starts up, and the one, the only Sir Anthony Hopkins is on the line wanting to know why he is trying to steal his car. And it's a battle of wits to get out of the predicament that he has found himself in. And we get to watch it up close and personal for 90 minutes.
Yeah, really up close.
Yeah.
Like up the nose, up the nostril close.
I don't know, was that a fast enough synopsis?
No, it was great. Honestly.
Yeah, that's good. Do we
Very
want to, are we just going to like,
Let's just go around the table. You've seen it. This is your second time watching it.
or we're like in spoiler territory.
Oh,
right?
Oh,
Like
everything is spoiler. Heads up,
yeah.
always spoilers. I will never remember to say that.
Yeah.
Never remember
So
to
this
say
is
it.
this is a
The ultimate
this is a we're
first.
gonna spoil your lunch show.
We're basically the too long didn't read of movie reviews, right? We're going to let you know real quick what happens, and that is always going to include spoilers, so just a heads up.
Okay, so he gets into this predicament right in the car. He wants he's looking for a quick buck to pay the rent and
Get the van. What we really
and
think
to
it's
be
the van.
to be with his daughter is his ultimate
goal.
because
Although he ghosts her immediately when she calls him first
right.
time.
He's
not the best
He's made
dad.
some bad life choices, it seems, up to this point. The not one of those is his daughter. His daughter is everything to him at this point, and he's going to do whatever. At this point, he's decided to try and be dad. So doesn't have custody. He's down on his luck. He's running around trying to get money to fix his car, to pay back child support, all this kind of stuff, all these commitments that he hasn't been keeping. So he's desperate, and gets into this car, gets into this predicament, and then turns out, Anthony Hopkins comes on the phone or inside the car after he's freaking out that this is a trap, and Hopkins takes him on this torture journey, I guess, in this car that he had built for this purpose, his like bait car, to teach this guy a lesson without knowing this guy's like predicament. So the first time I saw this, I missed the first like 15 minutes. So
Oh, you just came into them.
I came in when he's
waxing
already in the
poetic
car.
about justice and what have you. There's many of those conversations.
Yeah, so but he's already like there's a point where his shoe comes off or whatever, and he's got his toe. He's already looking for whatever mechanism in the car he's gonna
Try
use
and get
to get out.
Yeah, sure.
So I had no idea. He just looked like a piece of crap trying to steal this guy's car. Like the first time I saw this, so I didn't have any sympathy for him whatsoever. I just thought, oh, here's Anthony Hopkins, who's reached his limit. His backstory is he's lost his daughter and violently.
Violently, they were robbed at gunpoint
Right.
outside of her little condo that she just bought, and they were kind of, having a good day. He said the best day, celebrating. Armed robbery wasn't enough, and they shoot her right in front of him, and she dies in his arms, saying "Daddy," which they're both fathers of girls, so there's that connection, obviously.
So it breaks Anthony Hopkins, who ends up, he's very wealthy, and he's learned that he's dying, and he only has
His cancer,
a few months to live, and this thing with his daughter like broke him. So it's just like he's going to enact his revenge on anyone. He doesn't care. He's just had it, and lumps all people kind of down.
Anybody that breaks
down
the
and
law.
out. Well, just kind of. I mean, it's in a really bad neighborhood. Really destitute area of the city, and like just kind of lumps all those people together. That kid, they're all the person who killed his daughter. So he doesn't care who gets in the car. It's unclear even if he's done this before, or does he say it's his first time?
Unclear.
It's his
Yeah,
first time?
kind of.
It's all pretty fresh for everybody,
Yeah.
I think.
So, anyways, he
But
built
unclear.
this big trap takes this guy on a ride and ends up, getting into. I mean, the very end of it is they crash. They're together in the car at the end. They crash, and guy survives. They have it out in the car at the bottom of a cliff. Old man Anthony Hopkins.
Well, he's got a gun and he makes Bill zip tie himself before he gets in the car. Put him at a disadvantage for a few minutes.
And then he gets out and he somehow makes it to the top of the cliff, and a guy drives him home and he gets money.
He sells the van back to the mechanic.
He sells the van
and gets the bike that he
gets
saw.
the bike, and he shows up for his daughter at the end of school, which he's flaked out on a whole bunch of times. So that is the movie in a nutshell.
Well, you forgot the pee drinking.
But so the first time I saw this, he wasn't sympathetic. He was like, okay, that's just this guy, having revenge on a crappy person. This time, it's you see this guy struggling, really down and out and struggling, and he probably would have got out of the car. He tried to get out of the car after he ruffled through it and didn't find anything, and he suffers terribly.
The yodeling song over and over again. The AC cranked for quite a few hours.
All the booby traps he has in this car.
The constant tasering when he swears.
So it's...
Or touches anything that Anthony Hopkins doesn't want him touching.
It was a different experience this time, so I'm not as quick as to say, don't watch it. You have to get through the first 20 minutes for it to start to make sense. You need those first 20 minutes for this movie to make sense. Otherwise, if you had come into it later, I think you'd be like, turn it off, this is crap. Anyway, Zach.
I'm going to be Bunker Hill on this one, boys and girls. I'm not going to die on that hill, but I've seen better movies today than that little film that we just watched. Is it a bad movie? Not by any means, but if you've seen the trailer, you've seen the whole movie. I appreciate my dear friends and their choices in films, and always respected, and we do have fun here at the website, so I just might make sure that our zings are nice and fun, I hope. And but boy, this movie was terrible. From start to finish.
What's your favorite kind of movie, right? What's your favorite kind of movie you mentioned earlier?
That's
Stuck
right.
in one location for the whole movie.
That's right. I'm a stickler for certain story notes, and one of my least favorite story notes is never let your hero get stuck in a box. Not only is it boring for your hero, it's boring for your audience. Now, these days with the photography, they did a really good job in keeping the editing going. I really firmly, whatever they did with their budget, and they had 5 different executive production companies that all threw in to make this.
It was at least 5.
That's a lot of them. And you see, where does that go if it's just one guy in a car talking for 95 minutes? The yodeling, we have to suffer. We have to suffer the yodeling. When I go to a movie, I don't want to suffer through yodeling. I get the idea, and I want us to know he's suffering. It would have been nice, honestly, if they had known each other, if it was his dad. If there was some sort of through-line narrative for me, because it's so random that he's...
You don't like the randomness? He's
that level of morally ambiguous, but also he is that level of morally ambiguous. And now I don't know who to root for. And as I said, there's this other Willem Dafoe movie that just came out where he's stuck in a very wealthy man's property, and the whole situation is the same, where you're trapped for 90 minutes, and how did he get there? Why is he there? At least we got a little more of that. Like you said, that first 15 minutes gave us a little more heart to our antagonist and our protagonist. I feel like the ending could have been done a little bit better. I think Anthony Hopkins didn't even have to show up. I think that he could have maintained his voice. And
there's that 20-minute stretch. It's an hour and 39 minutes or 35 minutes,
35,
which is great.
Great runtime. No, almost
these days,
perfect.
but still could have chopped off 15 minutes at the end, something like that, because
they run out of their. I'm trapped in a boat. I'm trapped
Yep.
in a car. I'm
Yeah.
trapped in a casket. I'm trapped in a mall. I'm trapped in a XY with Bill Skarsgård.
in a basement. That what's that film with Hugh Grant that just came out?
Oh,
Same-
Heretic.
Oh, very good. Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
Another guy who's like kind of taking out a revenge trip on just a rando.
On random innocent people.
What's the Ryan Reynolds one where he's trapped in a coffin for the whole film?
Buried.
Buried, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
one to me where it's like that was done really well. Honestly, I think if you're gonna
That's-
watch a bottled episode or a Stuck in the Barn House episode movie thing, you gotta.
Don't forget, what was it? What was the one? Phone Booth?
Phone Booth, yep,
with
that's
Colin Farrell and
yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland. That like kind of brought back Kiefer Sutherland there.
I think they managed to make that car look pretty spacious. I kept thinking of that movie Buried with Ryan Reynolds. I'm like, this guy has it pretty lush in this car. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Thinking about it now, there's more to it, I think, than just stuck in the car. They try to have like, social commentary in there from the two different perspectives of the one guy who's down and out on his life at the moment, and the other guy who's had, a picturesque life, super wealthy doctor, whatever. And he's gone like. It's interesting. Just one person is down on their luck trying to come up, and the other person has everything. They're on the top of the mountain, but they've been told, their time is limited now, and they're
still grieving.
They're grieving for, did they say when how long earlier his daughter was
No,
killed?
it didn't say.
No.
But they did just say they didn't show. And in the movies, we want to say
Yes.
show, don't tell.
Show, don't
Right.
tell.
And it's shiny, it's flashy, the car is really cool, and
The car looks like a trap. Like,
That's right.
That's why I said
it's
not sus at all car. Like,
he always,
Eddie's not a very good thief.
no, he mentions Skarsgård. What's his name? Eddie. Mentions multiple times about his street smarts, and yet he
He went for the biggest trap.
and Anthony Hopkins points out a few times, your street smarts aren't very good, because everyone else in the like skids there left this car alone. He's the only guy who came up sniffing around it.
so does he own that parking lot? Is there no attendant that comes in there during the days that he's still
There's-
there?
yeah, nobody-
Is
we
there
were missing
weekend
that
parking?
element, yeah.
It's almost like a one-act play, or like something they did during COVID, where like we had to shoot it with as few people as possible. We're also showing isolation, and we're showing that perspective of our hero, quotation marks.
At what point would you have turned this film off if you weren't, suffering the yodeling?
So
The pee drinking? Was it the pee drinking?
as I say,
The first yodel torture sesh?
if you guys hadn't wanted to watch it, I wouldn't have gotten past the trailer on this one.
Oh,
I
well, there you
apologize.
go.
Just because it's a giveaway that everything, if you watch the trailer, everything is found out ahead of time, and then there's no big reveal.
Is the trailer? I've never seen the trailer. Is the trailer like it shows the whole movie?
Pretty much. It shows, except for the bit where Anthony Hopkins gets into the car. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
A lot of it was there in the trailer.
And again, there's nothing wrong with that inherently. And in this particular film, for me, on this one, is that you would not get to the 20-minute mark with me on this one, guys. What about you, H?
Well, this one was my pick and my second time viewing. And I hear, spend 90 minutes in the car with Bill Skarsgård, and I say, yes, please, which I know I'm the only one at the table that
Tell us how
thinks,
you really feel.
thinks that way. Still not his best. Enjoyable. I don't know, would I watch it a third time? No, probably not for a while.
So that's a yes
But
for a while.
it's
It's
not.
got-
It's definitely not a 20-minute video for me. It's if you're a Bill Skarsgård fan, it's worth a watch.
Bias.
Bias, absolute bias, coming from this side of the table. Again, my pick, for reasons, same reasons.
So it's a 50-50.
But yeah, if the premise, or just like Zach said, just watch the trailer, and if that turns you off completely, don't watch this movie. Absolutely not for you.
Man, I didn't know what this was. In fact, I thought when you put it on, I thought it was that movie with the woman who is like a Die Hard situation with the phone. And she's out on a dinner date.
Oh, Trap?
Yes.
Drop.
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 Right. I thought.
Yeah, so many of these movies with the one name, Locked, Trap, Drop this year.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have picked this after the first viewing. So I would have said, it's not worth even your 20 minutes. But it's got holes, that's for sure. But if you want to hear kind of a hilarious Anthony Hopkins, he's like this jovial little old man. Oh, jolly good! I'm just going to taser you in the back seat.
Kosher.
Yeah.
Kosher for all.
Here's a shanty that I loved when I was a child for you to listen to. Full blast. Jolly good. It's quirky and kind of weird and surprisingly gory out of nowhere at points. So I don't know. I guess it's worth it. It's worth 20. And if you get, does 20 minutes even get you into the car?
Yes, he's in the car in under 10.
Okay, so sure, why not? Give it a watch. It's not, so it wouldn't be my first pick, but it's past the 20-minute mark for me.
You tell us. Let us know. Send us your messages and comments below. And
we're past the 20-minute mark.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today on 20-Minute Veto. Join us next time when we're doing such amazing films as Porky's and Braveheart.
Return of Swamp Thing.
That's right. Join us next time on 20-Minute Veto.
Later.